Windows desktop application, opTheta-F, that we're using to test the API of the Ricoh Theta Z1 camera. Section here, there's general camera settings, of which you could set, for example, the self timer, the white balance, time shift shooting, bit rate. Over here on the Z1 specific options, there's RAW and there's JPEG. So we'll set it to RAW, which is not the default. And so if I press and hold the function button here, it does give you a little bit more information. So this camera is not really showing the screen that clearly, but if you do the test yourself, you can see that it is in RAW+. Take a sample shot here on the camera usage screen. I have my water bottle in the scene just to have some differentiation to make sure I can see the next scene. And the raw image does take about 7 seconds. So it's not in dual fisheye, and it's because that the raw image has a JPEG preview embedded into the RAW. You're gonna have to actually look at the camera to see whether it's in RAW format or not. If I do go into the admin panel and then I select list files or list 5 files, you can see that this URL here is a DNG file right there. So by copying and pasting the URL into a standard web browser with a DNG suffix, you can actually download the image right here, and it's in a DNG format, right? So at this stage, you'd probably want to open it up in something like Lightroom. I'm going to use this open source software called Darktable. So now with Darktable, I have the DNG file. You could do this with Lightroom. I think most people are using Lightroom. I'm just using Darktable because it's free and it's accessible to everyone that wants to do some testing. And you could then do the editing in here to test it out. Then you have to use the Ricoh Theta standalone stitcher at this point. So I'm going to go back to this testing app. I'm going to set it back to JPEG. And you can scroll here. I'm using the scroll wheel on my mouse to scroll this top portion of the window. It did set it back to JPEG, right? So if I go back into camera use, I'm going to take a picture. Should be a bit faster. Remember, the DNG took about maybe 6.7 seconds. With the this one, it did take 3.3 seconds here. So we'll go back to admin and I'll check out the last 5 files. And the last file is a JPEG image here. So let's go back to, since it's in JPEG, I'm going to disable the horizon correction right there. By default, it's enabled. So what is this setting? Let's go to camera use. I'm going to put the camera on the side. And then I'm going to take the picture with the camera horizontal. So you can see in the thumbnail, the camera it's going to be horizontal. There's no auto correction at this point. Okay, so if let's go back into admin, I'm going to list the last 5 files. And then I have this file here. So let's check it out in the browser. So let's select it. I'm going to do Control C here. I'll paste it into the browser. And you can see that it's in this different format. So if you do want to play around with the application, you can go to github.com/opkey, click on this. I'll put the actual the direct link. So under releases, there's this 0.5. It's only available for Windows right now here. And I'll put this direct link in the video itself so you can download it, right? So You click on it and it'll download to your local Windows computer, and then you would extract it. Extract all. And then here, and then you click on this one here, the one with the little blue F. So it should be optheta_F. And because we're not a verified publisher, it makes you check it, and you have to run anyway. So at this point, with your laptop, it has to be connected to the camera here, right? So the camera is a hotspot. I have the Z1. It's now connected to my Windows computer. Okay, so if it's not connected, you go here to the networking icon, and then you would select the Theta as a hotspot, and then press connect. I already have the password stored in, but the password is just in numerical digits, right? It's 10010104. This serial number is also on the bottom of the camera on a sticker. And then you would test the info state. You can see what the current options are. So if you're using the scroller, you can scroll down and check out what the current file format. In this case, it's JPEG. And then you change it to RAW. You select RAW here. It says RAW there. Also on the home screen, you could look at the Z1 options and it'll be RAW. So I'm going to change it back to JPEG.